Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Divine Empowerment. Awesome. All right. So I'm super excited about this video today. We're really going to be looking in on how to set intentions that will manifest, right? Without a whole lot of work and a whole lot of effort. The main thing here is that remember, especially if you're trying to manifest money, for example, our soul doesn't really care about money. Our soul cares about experiences, okay? So you should have an idea when you're working with money and setting your intentions that you have an idea of what you want to do with that money. And this is where it's so important. This is where desire comes in. Anytime that we set intentions based on our soul desire, it actually pulls us forward, and it makes it so much more faster, so much more easier to manifest our intentions. Now, how do we set those intentions, right? Generally, they start around childhood, or most intentions, those lifelong intentions. And those are kind of the intentions that we very seldom take action on. Now remember, we are the creators of our reality. Awesome. And also too, we have to become a vibrational match for our intentions. Okay. So when you're setting intentions, you want to think as big and as deep heart desired as you can get, right? Especially like, I'll share one of mine with you. So whenever I was a little child, I had this intention. I always wanted to live in a foreign country. I always wanted to travel the world. Like I just wanted to see and experience everything. But somehow that intention got lost along the way. But once I rediscovered it, I saw how quickly all of that unfolded, and it became my reality. I do live in a foreign country currently, and I am traveling around the world. So it is about finding what you really truly want to experience. Now, once you get there, of course, then you're going to want to think about other things that you truly desire. So I would suggest just making out a dream list and just just have fun with it, right? Even if though it seems impossible, like you'll never get there, you'll never see it come to fruition. It doesn't matter. It's going to be like a magnet. It will pull you forward. And then as you start to manifest, and you'll get like little manifestations that show up, then you may want to go back to your list, right? And think about how you can experience those things at some level in your current circumstances. And I just find that the more we shift vibrationally and the more we become a match for our intentions, the easier it gets, the faster it gets. It just kind of like goes together. Now, whenever you're wanting to set your financial intention, of course, you should always stretch just a little bit, right? But you don't want to go from, $5,000 per monthly income to $100,000 per monthly income, because that would be too much of a vibrational stretch. Yeah, you may manifest it once, but it's very hard to be consistent. You may even snap back to lesser circumstances than you began with. So it is time to really think about the experience, right? And not so much the money aspect, which of course you do need a financial intention, especially when you're manifesting money. So if you go back to the experience that you want to experience, your desire, that's what your soul really cares for. The experience, right? It wants to experience itself in the physical. Good, bad, it doesn't matter. But let's say, for example, you're wanting to finance or set the intention for financial gain so that you can retire someday. Well, that's more of an ego-based intention, okay? Yes, you can get there, but it's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of effort and probably decades to achieve. Now, if you think more along the lines of what do I want to experience in my heart, my deepest desire, right? the money takes care of itself. It's just crazy how that works. Suddenly, the money comes and you're there. Now, to get an idea of setting an actual financial number, think about the experience that you want to achieve, and then do some research, figure out exactly how much money it would take to at least experience some form of that intention. And I'll give you an example. Let's say, for example, okay, I have the intention that I want to fly first class anywhere, anytime I choose. Okay, as you guys may or may not know, first class can be very expensive, and then at the last minute, very expensive, right? But you can always, so I did a little research, right? And for me to just up and experience that intention at some level, I know exactly how much money it will take to do so. And then that's how I set my financial intention based on that experience. Now, of course, I can, in the meantime, maybe just take a first class flight somewhere, right? It doesn't have to be last minute. You know, I can book in advance. It doesn't have to be around the world. It could just be flying first class. That's something I've never done before, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. You know, ever since I was a little kid, watching movies, you know, you see people flying in first class. It just looked so appealing. And just being able to go anywhere in the world that you want to at any time. So yes, that is super powerful motivator for me, okay? So whenever we get to those desired intentions, like something that we've always wanted to experience, and even if it's a new car, I'll never forget, I had a friend, and they were really young at this time, like 21, 22 years old, and they always wanted to own a, what was that car? Jaguar. Okay, now, this person, they had a regular job, nothing fancy. I mean, they had a nice place to live. I mean, they were, well, not well-to-do, but they were providing for themselves, maintaining status quo. Now, when they set that intention, it was kind of strange. Next thing you know, something happened to their car. They had to file insurance, and then they went on this search for a car, and they found a Jaguar, mint condition, for the exact amount of the insurance claim. I mean, it was like, and then they reached that desire. So don't try to focus on how you're going to get there, okay? Number one, to shift our vibrational state of being, it requires action, new actions that make us slightly uncomfortable. And every time we do that, and we keep doing that, we will shift vibrationally to become a match for our intention. Now, trying to figure out how to get there, okay, think about this. If we come up with a plan right now, we set the intention and we come up with a plan, then it's going to require a lot of effort, if it ever manifests, okay? What we want to do is start taking new actions that resonate to the one energy that we choose for that manifestation, whether it's abundance, freedom, luxury, fulfillment, whatever it is, okay? We want to go out and take new actions that make us slightly uncomfortable in that energy. You know, things that make us feel luxurious, things that make us feel freedom, or whatever your energy is. And then, after we start to shift vibrationally, let's say, you know, at least 21 days of doing these new actions. If you're a variety manifester, of course, it's going to be a variety of new actions. If you're a consistent manifester, then it's going to be one new action consistently. Then the inspiration, because you're shifting vibrationally, okay, you're becoming a match for your intention. At that point, then the inspiration on how to get there will come in. Because if we try to create the how to now in our current state of vibration, then we're just basically attracting more of the same. So let's say we do attract that additional money. Well, suddenly we have an additional expense that takes up all of that money. So it is important to just get out there and have fun, right? Do the vibrational shift. And then the ideas, the inspiration, the motivation will just show up in a big, big way. It is almost like sometimes I feel that we overthink our manifestation process when we have to realize that we already manifest perfectly. It's just choosing the right intention, setting the right intentions for us to manifest with. You know, whenever because we've been conditioned, programmed, right, by society, our education system, our parents, their parents, and so on and so on. So whenever we're shifting vibrationally, sometimes we tend to set intentions that are ego-based, ego-driven, or what society expects of us, what we should be doing. And you know, that is probably one of the most difficult places to manifest from. Number one, we don't really want that intention. Number two, it does not mean a whole lot of work, a whole lot of effort, a whole lot of like trying to figure it out, right? Set the intention, aim high, right? And then as you're shifting vibrationally, things will start to unfold. And then pretty soon it'll be one dot connects another dot, connects another dot, connects another dot, and then you're there, right? It's not really something that we can, you know, there's no like step 1, step 2, step 3. It is the most important part of manifestation, is setting our intentions. And I have been doing some experiment lately with setting intentions just on a daily basis, just to see how fast things show up, right? I'll set an intention one day that's something I should be doing. You know, like, all right, if I want to get over here, then I need to be doing this, right? And then it just doesn't work out. And then the next day I'll set an intention that's more desirable. Like, I want to meet some really interesting people from around the world today. And I'm not kidding. It happens just like that. So when we set it on something that we truly desire, something that our soul really wants to experience, it happens so much more quickly. Now, of course, these are just very small daily intentions. And that is a great place to start, to kind of figure out what is soul-driven and what is ego-driven. What are you trying to should yourself into manifesting, or what are you desiring to manifest? Yes, so definitely play with that for a little bit, and then once you get those bigger intentions, especially around financial manifestation, then you want to calculate how much money will it take for me to experience some sort of version of this. Now, for example, like I said, to be able to just hop on a first class seat on an airplane and fly anywhere in the world. Let's just say I did it today. Let's say I wanted to fly to London, first class. Round trip was $6,500, and that's American dollars. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of pricey, right? But then I could also maybe book that flight in advance, and it may cost me $1,500 or whatever it is, but then that will fuel my intention. It's like up-leveling, right? We have that experience, and then we want to up-level it, up-level our income as well. Now, if we're trying to manifest money just so that, you know, for retirement, to pay off our bills, that's not very motivational. Our soul is not going to be like inspired to get up and earn a retirement in 6 months, or, pay off our bills in 6 months. No, that's not what truly motivates us at soul level. So definitely take some time, write out your dream list, choose your one energy that you want to experience because of that manifestation, and then get out there, take new actions. Don't overthink it. Don't think about how. And I found that recently, especially for myself, anytime I start to think how am I going to get there? How? It just doesn't happen, right? But anytime I set the intention and then I just release it, and I just get out there and I have fun, I get outside my comfort zone. And the more you do that, like I was sitting here today thinking, oh my goodness, what can I do now that gets me out of my comfort zone? Like, yeah, you will get to that place where you're just suddenly thinking, I'm just so comfortable with everything. Even taking like a short trip sometimes can get us outside of our comfort zone, open us up to new energies, new choices and consequences that we can make. And that will definitely help us shift vibrationally. Now remember, when we do start to shift vibrationally, we will experience dissonance. I recently set my new intention, and I'm not even kidding, 24 hours later, the dissonance showed up in a huge way. I was like, whoa, that's the fastest it's ever shown up for me. So yes, the more you do this, the more you practice, the more you experiment. And you can experiment, right? You don't have to get it right the first time, the first try. I'm still doing this, but the more we do it, the more we practice it, the more it becomes almost subconscious, like we just automatically do this. And so that's really what we want to do, is we want to tap into our divine soul blueprint, right? And our manifestation blueprint. Combine those two things together, right? To where it's not even something we have to think about other than, I would like to move to Australia and start a band. I mean, it's just about then setting the intentions. And then subconsciously, we will just go about our perfect little manifestation, getting outside of our comfort zone. And I am currently experiencing like, all right, what next to get outside my comfort zone? But I've stretched so far, so fast. It's like, really, this is key. When you go through that big stretch, right? And then all of a sudden you're like feeling comfortable. That will then create stability for your manifestation. I used to think, oh my goodness, I'm not getting uncomfortable today. I'm not doing this right? But no. Unfortunately, we don't want to just continue on that roller coaster, right? Because then we're not as consistent with our manifestation. So it is important to stretch outside your comfort zone. And I'm not saying go back to doing what you were doing before, but your new actions will become comfortable or somewhat comfortable. And then, of course, you want to then introduce a known action that is uncomfortable, something you've never experienced before, and then do that new action, which, it's got a chill. My new action could be taking a first class flight somewhere, right? Because that would definitely make me uncomfortable. I've never done it before. So yes, it is about that known action. And even though I want to be able to do that all the time, oops, I think I just, my hair was in my eye. Okay, it's fixed now. Even though, I would like to be able to do that all the time, anytime, wherever, however I want to do it, right? That's going to take linear time to get there, right? It's not going to happen overnight. However, though, the flow will start to come in, right? You'll get in that flow, and then one opportunity leads to another opportunity, and then you start to shift vibrationally. New people, new experiences show up in your reality, and it does. It's just, and then the inspiration comes for how to. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. So definitely take some time to explore what you truly desire to experience, and blessings into infinity.